Hello my beautiful friends, I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today I'm going to be talking to you all about the ways in which YouTube has changed my life. So let's get started. Alright, now before we get into today's video, I want to let you guys know that today's video is actually sponsored by me, Zoe, yours truly. I have finally put together a course all about how to start a YouTube channel called YouStarter. I've had this idea for a few years now and finally executed it, and it's specifically made for anyone out there who has thought about starting a YouTube channel but never quite taken the plunge. Or for anyone out there who may have started a YouTube channel but seems to have some difficulty fully embracing sharing themselves with the world, or just never really held themselves accountable to it. I've created this course as a foolproof method for success, and if you truly apply yourself, your success will be inevitable. Now, let's get into the ways in which YouTube has changed my life. Let's start from the beginning, way back when I would pull out my bedside table, pile a bunch of books on top of it, place my camera up there, sit on my bed, and click that record button. And that was about 4.5 years ago. So that version of Zoe, all that time ago, I would say one of the first gifts that YouTube gave me was a passion project. I was starved for creativity in my job, and I just really needed an outlet to pour my creative energy into and to also build something. I had recently come out of a very toxic, abusive relationship, and I just didn't feel like I had very many friends around me at that time, and I really just wanted to create a community of some kind. And I honestly feel like that's why YouTube came into my life, was to build something for myself. So I would spend my weekends working on my videos, and I had so much joy in the creation process, so much joy in the editing process. I truly couldn't wait for my videos to come out each Tuesday and Thursday. I also learned a lot about myself in sharing my project with my community. So on my Facebook, with my family, with my friends. This was a giant leap out of my comfort zone, and it was very uncomfortable at first, but I just knew inside of me, deeper inside of me, that I just had to do it. It didn't really matter. This was the one chance that I had to take for myself to create something, to stand behind a project and keep myself accountable and dedicated. So I learned so much about myself from those days of sitting on my bed, piling up those books and placing my camera on top of them. From staying consistent, from learning about what consistency could mean for me and really holding myself to a project. I was able to build a community. Like I said, I was able to make friends online, which was so cool. I made friends from all over the world, such as my friend Mackenzie, who you guys have met, who was living in California at the time, and also my friend Kia, who was actually in Germany, and we actually got the opportunity to meet a few times when I was over in Italy. So this was such a beautiful experience, and I also was able to just gain connections of friends who I still haven't met, but I still talk to, such as Judy. If you're out there watching, I appreciate and love you so, so much. And I appreciate all of you who've been with me from the beginning. If you have, I would love it if you could just pop down and say hello, and if you remember Zoe sitting on her bed. And from the big world of YouTube, I was introduced to a lot of influencers who influenced my life. And I would say one of the first big changes that YouTube brought to my life was becoming vegan, because I'd never even considered going vegan, even though I was pescatarian and allergic to dairy, which means that for the most part, all I just ate was seafood and eliminated a lot of milk and dairy products because of my allergy. And I found the vegan community, first, I believe, Freely, and her videos at the time I found to be very educational, and my mind just started to expand, and I started to explore nutrition to a whole other extent than I had ever explored it before. And I learned so much, and through this education, I started to make healthier choices for myself in my diet until eventually the switch flipped and I went vegan, which was such a beautiful transformation in my life. I truly cannot say enough about what a plant-based diet has done for me. I used to be someone who really struggled with body image and weight and diet, and I was always looking for the fix. When really, once I decided to try out a plant-based diet, I realized that this was the feeling I was searching for the entire time. And since then, I just have followed that journey, and since then my life has just unfolded in the most beautiful way. I have such a powerful relationship with my body, which I never thought could have been possible. And that all came down to the influencers that I found on YouTube who are living vegan lives and just exuding such vibrancy that I knew that they knew something that I didn't know, so I explored that. And moving on from that, as I started to make these powerful positive changes for myself, I started to cultivate this belief in myself that, you know what, anything is possible. And if you guys know, I used to religiously follow the guys from High on Life. So I'll be linking their channel below. They have some beautiful inspirational content, which I highly recommend checking it out. And they were making a living, thriving, traveling the world and documenting it for YouTube. And I found their journey so incredible. And I'm so grateful for them to have blessed my lives in the way that they did. If you guys didn't know, actually, Alexi and Riker, two of the co-founders of High on Life, have actually passed away. And yeah, it deeply saddens me, but it's very difficult for me to think about because it makes me upset. But I just want to relay again and just share their positive message. If you haven't checked out their channel, definitely check it out. But they showed me and proved to me that it could be possible to travel the world and make a living out of it. Get paid to travel was a concept that seemed so foreign to me, but an absolute dream. And they instilled in me that it would be possible to do so if I decided to take the leap of faith. And from them and their influence, I actually quit my corporate job to move to Rome, Italy. And I remember when I handed in my notice, they were the first ones that I reached out to and just thanked them for all of their support through their videos and just through their support on social media. I was so grateful to have met them early on in my journey. Next, as you guys know, I took that leap of faith to Rome, and that's when my channel started to get more attention because I had minimized my belongings and I just decided to document that for YouTube. My documentation journey has always just been what I'm into at the moment or what inspires me or what I'm up to, and it's been such a beautiful journey sharing my life with the world. Really, it's just a lot of fun. And so when I was in Italy, what started to happen was, because my channel was gaining a lot of attention, my AdSense money started going up and I started to attract YouTube sponsorships. So this means that I was making money through Google, and I was also making money through sponsors who wanted me to talk about their apps, who wanted me to talk about their products, and they would pay me money, like a lot of money sometimes, just to talk about a product for a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And this was inspiring to me because I realized I could collaborate with brands that I actually believed in, that I actually wanted to share with my audience. And it was so cool because in my previous job as a marketing specialist, I was the person creating the advertisements for the brands. I was that middle person. And now all of a sudden I just was the person, and that was a really cool experience for me. And it also just proved to me that my creativity was valued, when previously in my other roles I didn't feel like I was valued to the extent that I knew that I was worthy of. And as you guys know, as my journey unfolded, another wonderful, magical experience happened. I was writing my book, Beauty and the Breakdown, and I was almost done, and a publisher reached out to me and asked if I would like to sign a book deal with them. I was absolutely flattered, and just, this was a dream come true, and I actually negotiated a 3-book deal with them. So there's a whole video on that, and I'll be leaving that down below, but that is one way that YouTube changed my life, because this publisher stumbled across my video on 15 things I stopped buying, one of my viral videos, I guess you could say, on the concept of minimalism. And this would not have been possible if I didn't share my journey with the world, if I didn't document those things, if I didn't speak my truth to the world. It's truly such a wonderful thing when you share your voice and you're recognized for who you are. I don't believe that anything is coincidence. Everything truly happens for a reason, and the incidences that happened in my life, whether it was sponsors or whether it was my publisher reaching out, these were like winks from the universe that it was going to be okay. You can pursue this as a career and it will work for you. And I just kept that belief in myself. I believed in myself when I felt no one around me did. I believed in myself when my friends gave me backhanded comments about what I was doing online or what I was sharing with the world, or when people just didn't seem to understand me. I continued to support myself and to really truly believe in myself. And You know, that's why I wanted to create the course for you guys, because I believe in you. I believe in every single one of you. I know that you have a story to share, and I know that it's captivating, and I know that it will reach the right people. You just have to give yourself the platform to do so. And moving on to more of the abundance that YouTube has brought into my life, it brought in so many travel opportunities, and not just free travel, but paid travel. That dream that I talked to you about in the beginning of the video, that concept that I couldn't even imagine was possible. It became possible for me. It became a reality, and it became something that was abundant. It wasn't just a free trip, once in a lifetime experience. It was like people were reaching out to me, and I actually had to give some no's because I was already on another trip at that time. It's been such a beautiful experience that has just encouraged me to truly connect with who I am and believe that I am a powerful creator in this world. A creator in the sense of creating videos, yes, but more so in just creating the life that I truly want. I always knew that I was destined for something greater when I was sitting at my desk and watching these other YouTubers live their best lives. And I was like, you know what? That resonates with me on a different level. Like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get to that point. And if you have that drive inside of you guys, I want you to sign up for YouStarter, because I know what accountability looks like. And I know that if you have that tick inside of you, you don't want to live a life of what ifs. You want to dedicate yourself to that, because your inner voice, your soul is trying to tell you something, and I'm trying to tell you something too. You're watching this video right now because somewhere in your subconscious, you want to start a YouTube channel. You cannot perceive what you are not in the vibration of. If this message wasn't meant for you, it wouldn't have found you. And you wouldn't still be watching this video. You would have clicked off if starting a YouTube channel was not something you were interested in, or it's not something that resonated with you. I want you to start now. And lastly, one of the most beautiful things, perhaps the most beautiful thing that YouTube has given me, is the friendships, is the connections that I've made. As I spoke to you in the beginning, some friendships have been with me from day one, day two, less than 200 subscribers, but it's really brought me together with like-minded individuals. And as someone who lived the majority of my life feeling like an absolute alien, this was just so incredibly beautiful, and I'm just so grateful for that. And I'm grateful for all of you, even if I haven't met you, even if you've never commented or clicked that like button, or maybe you're not even subscribed. I'm grateful for you for just giving me your attention and your love, even if it just be for a few moments or a few minutes or just one video. So with that, these are some of the greatest ways in which YouTube has changed my life, and I hope that this inspires you guys. If you are interested in enrolling in YouStarter, the price is now $350, and it's only staying that way for a few more days. So I definitely recommend jumping on that, because the prices are gonna raise significantly. And the only reason why I'm doing that for you guys is because I want you to take a step for yourself. And I know what accountability looks like. I know that when you have a few days to make a decision for yourself, you'll make it. And I hope that you make the right one. I can't wait to hear your story. So have a wonderful, beautiful day, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.